Hi, it's Christy Strauss back again for Environment 100, and this time I am not in the studio and I am not at home, but I am at Skyroot Farm on Whidbey Island here with a great friend and colleague, Eli Wheat. We've worked together since 2010, and Eli is a faculty member at UW where he studies sustainability and the food system, and teaches in environmental studies and sustainability in the food system, and also runs this beautiful farm called Skyroot Farm. So thanks for having us out, Eli.
Thanks so much for being here, Christy. It's so wonderful to see you and to be able to share this farm with all of you. So I think I just want to start by saying welcome to Skyroot Farm. This is a beautiful place, and I feel incredibly grateful to be able to spend time here. And I like to start by acknowledging the fact that I'm a settler to this land, and these lands were stewarded by native peoples of the Pacific North Coast, including the Swinomish and Muckleshoot tribes, all of whom visited Whidbey Island and had seasonal camps here on this island. We're sitting here in the cedar grove of the farm, which is a pretty special place. It's a place where in the heat of the summer you can come and it's cool even on the hottest day. And although it's almost July 4th, it doesn't seem hot at all anywhere right now. It's misting in a classic Pacific Northwest moment. I wish you could all be here to absorb the damp air on your skin. Being at Skyroot Farm is really special. It's a wonderful place for me to ground my practice as a faculty member in environmental studies, to tie what we talk about when we talk about the theories of sustainability, to ground those theories in the practice of how do we put those theories in action when it comes to our food system. It's been a real challenge and a joy to be able to do that here on this landscape, and I'm very excited to share it all with you. Before we go for a little walk, I thought maybe I could share a poem. I always like to start class with a poem, and so even though I'm not getting to be with you in person, I'd like you to reflect for a moment on this poem. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yep.
You all right? It's going to take 4 minutes to read this poem.
That's fine.
Okay. This is a poem by Camille Dungy. She's a faculty member at Colorado State University, a wonderful poet, and the author of an anthology of poetry called Black Nature, which is an exploration of the voices of people of color in wilderness in our nation. This poem is called "This'll Hurt Me More," and it feels like a wonderful poem to share on the eve of the 4th of July. "Don't make me send you outside for a switch," my grandmother used to say. It was years before I had the nerve to ask her why switch was the word her anger reached for when she needed me to act in a different way. Still, when I see some branches, the wispy ones like willows or lilacs, and the tan yellow forsythia before the brighter yellow buds, I think those would make perfect switches for a whipping. America, there is not a place I can wander inside you and not feel a little afraid. Did I ever tell you about that time when I was 7, buckled in the back seat of the Volvo, before buckles were a thing that America required? My parents tried, despite everything, to keep us safe. It's funny. I remember the brown hills sloping forward toward the valley, the soft brown welcome I looked for other places but found only there and in my grandmother's skin. Yes. I have just compared my grandmother's body to my childhood hills. America, I loved them both. And they taught me each things I needed to learn. You have witnessed, America, how pleasant hillsides can quickly catch fire. My grandmother could be like that, but she protected me too. There were strawberry fields, wind guarded, in that valley, the strawberries tarped against the cold. America, you are good at taking care of what you value. Those silver gray tarps made the fields look like a pond I could skate on. As the policeman questioned my dad, I concentrated on the view outside the back window. America, have you ever noticed how you stretch the imagination? This was Southern California. I'd lived there all my life. I've never seen a frozen pond. But there I was in 70-degree weather, imagining my skates carving figure eights on a strawberry field. Of course, my father fit the description. The imagination can accommodate whoever might happen along. America, if you've seen a hillside quickly catch fire, you've also seen a river freeze over. The surface looking placid, though you know the water deep down, dark as my father is pushing and pushing, still trying to get ahead. We were driving home, my father said. My wife, my daughters, we were just on our way home. I know you want to know what happens next. America, did my dad make it safe, home or not? Outside this window, lilac blooms show up like a rash decision the bush makes each spring. I haven't lived in Southern California for decades. A pond here killed a child we all knew. For years after that accident, as spring bloomed and ice thinned, my daughter remembered that pond from her preschool. And now, it's not so much that she's forgotten the child, it's more that it seems she's never known that child as anything other than drowned. My grandmother didn't have an answer. A switch is what her mother called it, and her grandmother before her. She'd gone from that part of America for over half a century, but still that southern soil spraying up along the contours of her tongue. America, I'll tell you this much. I cannot understand my mind, where it reaches. Even when she was threatening to beat me, I like to imagine the swishing sound a branch would make as it whipped toward my body through the resisting air, and she'd say, "This'll hurt me more than it's hurting you." I didn't understand her then, but now I think I do. America, go find me a switch. That's a poem by Camille Dungy called "This'll Hurt Me More." Let's go walk around the farm.
Thank you, Eli. It's a good poem for this moment for us to hear.